new viewers.
Hi guys, it's Tundra and Kitty Fox.
At least she said the names in the right order.
No, it's just the seasonal depression that's really getting to me.
That's okay. Man, so we had some interesting stuff happen in the mangas this week. Between a new girl getting introduced in Nisekoi, who isn't really a girl. Well, she's a girl, but she's not a girl who's in competition.
Who?
What's her fuck? What was her name? Paula.
Who's Paula?
In Nisekoi, the assassin chick who came and like fucking bugged Sugami at the beginning of the volume.
Oh, I didn't know her name was Paula.
Yeah, her name's Paula.
I don't know why, and I don't know why. I thought it was Kagome for some fucking reason. I honestly misread a lot of things because I thought it was Kagome, and I was like, why does she have this Inuyasha name? I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just not gonna question it. I'll just whatever.
Her name was Paula McCoy. Like, you can't get a more American name than Paula McCoy.
I thought it was Kagome McCoy, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh, well, let's just keep reading this.
The fuck?
Oh,
God.
This is why we stay in school, kids, and you read, and you listen in class, and do homework. Don't be like me.
This is why you don't have... You should not have... What's it called? Fuck. What are words? Fuck this language.
See, staying school, kids.
She says about the person who graduated a year early. Just remember, kids, school doesn't actually matter. You won't learn anything that's truly useful in school. You're going to have to learn everything that actually matters on your own afterwards. So good luck. Learn how to pay taxes. They don't tell you that in school. Learn how to fucking balance a checkbook. They might teach you that in school if you take an elective class that teaches you that, like I did.
Like home economics taught me actually how to do taxes, balance my it was an actual life class. It was a real thing.
That's weird.
In Midland High. Yeah, it was legit. No one hardly anyone joined it, and I was like, why?
Home ec when I took it was fucking nothing but cooking, which admittedly was one of my favorite fucking classes, but that's not the point.
No, what they did was they changed home ec to life learning skills. So it was cooking, actual life learning skills.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there was only 5 kids that were in that class. It was hard.
Yeah. I learned most of my stuff that I knew from business math or just having to figure it the fuck out now that I'm an adult and have a kid. Math is not that bad of a class, I'll be honest. So you will find that you actually, as much as it seems like you won't, you will use algebra, basic algebra and geometry stuff a lot in just basic day-to-day life.
Yeah.
It's not always quite as complex because you don't need numbers to be exact down to the most finite decimal point, but math is super important. Honestly, being successful in math is probably more important than being successful in literally any other subject.
I feel yes, to an extent. I do feel art is just as important because it allows you to be confident in expressing yourself, and then as an adult, you need to be comfortable expressing yourself.
I don't think you learn that in art, though. I think you learned that in art because you had a specifically good art teacher. But I think most art classes aren't going to help you on that front.
Mr. Doe, for some reason, if you do find your weird self watching this, you're the best art teacher.
Goddamn. But yeah, I don't even have a field, and I still find myself having to use basic math and algebra equations and geometry shit on almost a daily basis. Just figuring out, even building scenes for this podcast. Oh shit! Speaking of which, I should probably change the fucking category.
Ricky. No, I also feel like certain sciences do apply every day, like pulleys and levers, physics.
Yeah, pulleys and levers are important. I
Like,
find that measurements are important and
oh
how
yeah,
to interact with them. Uh, Meters to kilometers, stuff like that is kind of important. Although you can generally just Google that, so it's not the
I was
end of
gonna
the
say
world.
Google destroyed that skill like altogether.
Yeah. One of the biggest things I've found that I use a lot that I never thought I would is surprisingly Fahrenheit to Celsius
Yeah.
translation. Just in my day to day, which is weird, which I guess isn't relevant to M since she naturally uses Celsius anyway, although I feel like Celsius is objectively the less functional measurement.
Mm, you can't knock it until we try it, though. We haven't effectively. We don't know that. We don't know from experience.
My argument as to why Celsius is the less functional measurement is simply because the space of actual temperature in between each degree is larger.
I guess that's a little fair, but you gotta admit, it's fucking weird that we have our own unit of measurement
It is weird.
compared. That's
But
fucking okay. It's
but
not just
as a side note, it does make sense also if you consider the fact that Fahrenheit is based on a concept of it's not totally abstract. It's based on the limits of the human body rather than the arbitrary what temperature does water freeze versus boil at. That's literally all it is. 100 degrees is Fahrenheit is the limits of the human body on the heat scale, and 0 degrees is the limits of the human body on the cold scale.
also circuits. Learning circuitry in school, that was actually important to learn. And when
Yeah.
you like grow up, you gotta learn like how to jumpstart a car, how your lights work in your house or apartment. Like it's actually important.
I
I
mean, I
was
especially needed to know
surprised.
how fucking electricity worked in my house when I found a fucking screw that was electrified
Yeah.
in my fucking house. It was a screw that was in a light plate, like a light switch. The plate around it, that screw was running to the main fucking electric line from that for the house and was running 110 volts through it. You know, the
I
screw
think
that's accessible to the outside world that anybody can fucking walk up and touch. That screw.
I think also certain points in history is important to learn. Obviously, US social histories are not one of those things in my opinion. It's like nice to know where we come from, but I'm actually like actual historical facts, not just from textbooks. Like you go to museums, you go and you like actually go and learn about past and like past morals and like learn from it. Like I
History
don't
is one of
know.
those things that that I swear to God they intentionally make fucking boring so that I at least from an American standpoint, I
Yeah.
legitimately think that the curriculum for the hit for history is intentionally made boring so that you don't go back and actually read what really happened in history because history is really filled with massive atrocities committed across the entire planet by our government.
See, I lucked out, and like two of my history teachers were from different countries. So they're like, this is bullshit. We're going to do history the right way. And they made it interesting and they did it actual factual. Like we had to do, like, we did the curriculum, but they also taught us, like, for extra credit, like, we could actually explore what history is like in other countries and stuff. So that's what got me into history because I was like, okay, this is actually fascinating.
Yeah.
It sucks. Like you have to have the right teacher, and like history is so much more than just like U.S. history. Like how, like okay, so United States is really fucked up with history because they're like, oh yeah, history. This is the only history you're gonna need to know. It's not true.
Admittedly, history of pretty much every European country's relevancy to global functions ends in at about 1850. So, like, admittedly, there's the occasional Britain decides to give up one of their colonies that happens every couple of years, but that's about the amount of it, extent of it. There really weren't a whole lot of wars. There was obviously World War One and World War Two, but you can teach American history and include those because we were in both of those wars.
So like history that was actually fascinating for me was learning history with like how the Russians went to war and how they went to set claim to what they claimed, and also learning history versus
Oh,
India versus Britain.
be right back 1 second. My food just got here.
Okay. Yeah, like honestly, guys, if you want to find something fascinating slash horrifying, look up how Britain took over India and the other islands. It is terrifying, but it is like intriguing because like the strategies that were used and stuff during that time frame. Yeah, we're gonna get to the manga. It's gonna get there soon. But like that stuff, like I don't know. I'm just like fascinated. Like I'm not fascinated like, oh, people died. I'm fascinated because like the manpower, the tech, the strategy, like using strategy, the way things were handled is just you can't get away with that stuff now, but back then you could. So it's kind of like how okay, like let's say current in the current times, like how would we go about taking over India, or how would we go or taking another country? Like I don't know. Also, what could India done to prevent the Britons from attacking? Well, like it's an obvious answer, but like I don't know. Yeah, once basically we're talking school talk because Tundra hasn't eaten yet because some of us are professionals and we eat before our talk shows, but I'm gonna give him a pardon because it's the weather and he's buried in snow, even though I'm buried in snow. So, are there any questions or story times I can address everyone while we're waiting? Any good stories that want to be shared with? Awkward silence. Dead silence. You want to make sure create that study group? I don't blame you. I'll join it. Like I'm good when it comes to math and physics, and then I'm like equations, time and speed, momentum, things like that I can calculate. I'm just not good at algebra and geometry. Not really. I pretty much tank in that. So that's I don't know. For me, physics came easy to me, and I'm not sure why. It just clicked. It made sense. It was consistent. Um, you're just pissed about art. Why are you mad about art? Wait, let me like go back to your comments. I didn't get to see some of what you typed. Oh, did you have to get rid of art so you can move up? Oh, that sucks. You had to give up an elective? Oh, drama's so fun though. I can help you in drama. I took drama in high school. See, like my physics teacher was from Great Britain and he lived in America for quite a while. And so his way of like teaching was different, which actually worked for me. He was very hands-on and he was very much like go up to the board, show me what you know. Okay, here's what you need to work on. And like very hands on. And then he would have you be hands on too.
All right, I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm assuming Katie's still here.
No, I left. I just came back.
I don't
I left
fucking
them in
blame you.
silence.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Fuck
I just
'em.
told them, I just told them like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Peace, bitches. And I just like left. And everyone's
Right.
like, no,
You
Katie,
gotta be
no. And
fucking
started
kidding
crying.
me.
And I was like, nope, going.
God damn it.
What's wrong?
I had fucking nachos, and the nachos are all over the top of my fucking box. Instead of,
Ew.
all the toppings are all over the fucking top of my box instead of, actually,
In the box.
in the box attached to the fucking chips. Oh, fucking A. Pisses me off.
You can just lick the box. This is when Chandra's like, Caitlin, this is how sexual harassment starts. This is why you get those complaints.
Mm-hmm.
This right here.
You know me so well.
No, Emma was just commenting how this is more now a school talk than a manga talk, and I told her that you had to eat because some of us actually have time management skills. And then I said, but in your defense, there you are buried in snow, but I'm also buried in snow. So you can keep that as you may. And everyone's like, oh, you're so harsh, Katie. And I was like, fuck off. You guys don't know shit. And everyone's like, boo.
No, my big issue is that I went to order food at the normal time, and they were like, "Hey, by the way, due to weather, we're taking 90 minutes to deliver now instead of 40."
I mean,
it's like, cool, fuckers, thanks. Like, I expected a little bit of extra time, but I ordered the food at frickin' 6 o'clock.
Jesus.
So I expected like an extra 10, 15 minutes. I was like, all right. That would be like an hour. So if I order at 6, I should have it by 7:15. And they were like, no, you're going to have it by maybe 8:15 if you're lucky. I'm like, awesome.
Did you already pay for it at that point?
Yeah. Admittedly, I had no other options. I haven't been able to go grocery shopping because my car is under a pile of snow. So So what manga do you want to start with this week?
I guess we're going to knock out some of the ones that were really unbearable to read. And then we'll save like the actual fun ones.
Like B Gata.
God. I thought it would be funny. I was like, the anime was funny, but the manga's just unbearable. I think it's just because it's slower paced.
It's really dry humor, and it doesn't come off in text very well.
Yeah.
Either.
I guess like my favorite, I guess we can talk about Gata HQ.
B Gata H Kei.
I was close this time. That's the closest I've been.
Yeah, I know.
for like in a while. You can tell I really don't like the manga when I don't bother remembering the entirety of it. It's sad because I picked this one and I was like, oh, the anime is funny. So ergo, the
I've seen the
manga
anime
should
as
be
well,
funny.
and based on the anime, the manga should have been good, but it just really doesn't translate well to a manga format. It almost makes me wonder if the manga was an adaptation instead of vice versa.
I know,
have
it's
no idea
weird.
how it managed to get an anime with this
right
bad of a.
It's like the one exception where the anime is better than the manga. For the first time in a while.
Well, until this volume, I would argue that New Game, that the anime is better than the manga as well. Although this volume, it kind of started to pick up and started to like be closer to the same pacing and feel as the anime.
The only thing, okay, so I guess we can let's just talk about it then. So basically it's the same thing, except for there's more romance interest, I guess, in a gross way. This volume, we get a new character. Tundra, do you have pictures of the new character that got introduced?
As far as I'm aware, he was never introduced, but
not officially.
Because he's still in America.
So let's just say the manga got really country.
Got really country. It got really Katie is how I describe it.
That's insulting. Allegations are not true. Rewrite your sources.
Actually, it's literally the very first fucking picture I have for B Gata. So hold on. It literally freaking starts right off the bat with our lovely Kanajo, who everybody fucking hates because she's a raging bitch, admitting the reason why she isn't attracted to any men at school is entirely because she's attracted to her older brother and is in love with him and wants to be with him.
Like full-blooded.
So all you dudes out there with an emoto fetish, here's your girl.
There you go. Rightly advertised in the manga, which I was like, that's a bold choice. And for those who say
It's a
love
bold
is
choice,
love,
Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him.
exactly. Like love is like for those who say love is love, get the fuck out.
God damn. I was just going through my pictures on my phone earlier today, and I found one where back when Pokemon Go first came out, the Westboro Baptist Church, you know, the fucking crazy Christians who like picket soldiers' funerals and shit like that. There was a gym, and the gym was controlled by a Clefairy named Love Is Love.
Oh my god. No.
Which was a pretty great one. You don't press P to pay respects. You press F to pay respects. God damn it, Katie.
No, the P stands for Pepsi. Obviously, we're honoring the Pepsi Tundra. Okay. Pepsi doesn't start with F, it starts with P. Duh.
Katie's tries so goddamn hard to be cool, and she fails so consistently.
I never close my eyes with you, babe. But anyway, no, she goes full hick. She goes full on. I have a boner for my brother. The only people that know is her and this woman servant who is very concerned for her. I feel like she needs to get a raise because she's just like, you're sick. You need help. You need to stop this obsession with your brother.
Yeah, that's literally how the whole thing goes. Is just you need help. Please get help.
And then like she's like, where are your parents? Like she just questions everything I was questioning, and I was like, damn, this poor lady.
Here's where it gets even worse. Like, fucking, I don't care about guys in my grade or any men in the world. I want my brother to take my virginity. Yep. Like, really?
And the lady's like, I hope she's a virgin for her entire life. Like, she's just like, she low key accepts her as a person, but wants her to get the help she clearly needs. Like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. My favorite is never mind. That happens way later. I'm not going to talk about it.
So don't spoil.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil, even though we're probably going to drop this manga before we get to it.
I know. It's rough. Like, this is the highlight points of the manga, and they're meh.
Yeah.
Like, and then we have like, okay, so the other person I'm worried about, it's like also in the story, is Yamada's sister. Because I know I've mentioned earlier how she gets around, but there's literally a scene where there's 6 boys behind her, following her to her house. Like, I don't mind she's having sex, but there's never once shown a scene where she's using protection or smart sex choices. Like, she needs to be safe. I'm worried for her.
She's
Hopefully
also
she
like
gets tested.
14.
Exactly. And I'm like, please get tested. Please make smart sex choices. You can have sex all you want.
So all you lowly cons out there, this is the part of the show for you.
Like, it's fine, but she's like going at it every day with a different guy. Like, she's going full ham, and it's like, oh, you are not getting a happy adult.
Is I legitimately wonder if this is a what's the word I'm looking for? A situation of what's the trope called? It's famously done in Hamlet, where the narrator of the entirety of the story is unreliable because they have a mental problem, and therefore you can never be sure that whether whether their interpretation of the story is simply a delusion caused by their mental problem or if that is actually what's happening. I wonder if Chica is actually super chaste and just has a couple of friends, but because her sister, who is effectively our narrator in every scene where Chica exists,
Oh.
is so fucking sex obsessed, I wonder if she sees it as it being a sexual thing in every instance whenever she's around any boy ever, and therefore we see it as a sexual thing because we're only seeing it through the tainted eyes of Yamada.
I'm hoping, like, again, I don't mind she's having sex. It's just the rate. She's doing this. It's shown like
I mean,
daily. There's 5
again,
different
she's
guys
14, and a lot of these dudes are
dude,
much older than
older
that.
than her, and it's like, gotta be safe, sister. You gotta be safe. Like, I'm hoping it's just like innocent hangout, and her sister's just over exaggerating it. Cause like, I'm trying so
Because
hard not to
goddamn.
slut shame. I'm not trying to slut shame her. I'm just like, I guess I'm safety shaming her. Like, that's the thing. I don't know.
I think it's okay to slut shame a 14-year-old. I'm going to be putting
I
that
don't
out there.
think it's okay. I think it's cool to like be like just to sexualize and be
No,
cool
I
and comfy
legitimately
with it.
think
I
at
just
14 there is no such thing as informed consent because of
I
the
don't know.
word informed portion of it. At 14 years old, you are not fucking smart enough or have enough of a concept of what the dynamics of a relationship, much less a sexual relationship, to fucking legally to consent to sex on a moral level.
That's like high school. Like, no, you were, but like I agree. Like, you aren't as experienced. It's like a complicated area because like at one point some kids are also more mature than others. So
Not
like
that mature,
she,
not at 14. I remember what I was like when I was fucking 14. I sure as shit thought I was more fucking mature.
but you weren't.
And I probably was more mature than other 14-year-olds, but I sure as fuck wasn't that level of mature.
I guess that's fair. Like, I'm not comfortable with it because of the age. I just, her mother is like, needs to have the talk with her, needs to sit her down and be like, hey, slow your fucking roll. You got high school. Like, you can,
Slow your roll, chica. Oh, wait, that's actually her name.
yeah, exactly. Good play on
God
words.
damn it.
Like, it's just cringy so hard. And Yamada's like, I wish I was like Chica. And I'm like, Yamada, no, you don't want that. If you do, that's cool, but be safe, Yamada.
Yeah,
At least
right?
Yamada's safe though. Yamada like actually planned it to wait, like she obsesses with it. At least she planned it out. Cause like she got the condoms, she's looking up tips, she's learning about her
By now, she's
body,
probably
she's learning
bought
about
condoms like 6 fucking times.
yeah, she's learning about the other guys. Like that's the right approach to go about it. I don't know if we're not showing it. I'm hoping Chica went the same route, not obsessively, but like put thought into
Yeah,
it.
not as obsessively as her sister, hopefully.
Maybe. Like, I don't know, all the guys that are going to town. Like, maybe it's a family thing. And Chico's just more chill about it. Like, she's like, I
God
gotta
damn
get
it,
that D.
Cyber.
Like, I gotta get that D every day. But, like, she's chill. Like, maybe that's why the guys like her, because she's chill about it. She probably just goes up to me like, hey, you wanna have sex? And the guy's like, okay. Like,
Cyber in chat over here looking up tips. God damn it.
but yeah, no, the whole manga is still Yamada's trying to win over Kosada and basically looks into the best friend and like the best friend and her like asks her best friend if she's ever had sex. And like there's like one point best girl gets dressed up a couple of times. Like my favorite scene is when she gets dressed up in these cute outfits. The girl with the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my favorite scene.
One of my
Like
favorite scenes is right here. So she has this belief that like, oh no, when we go to Kyoto, he's gonna like the food so much he's not gonna need
yes.
me anymore. And then she's like, wait, no, he doesn't care about food. And then she's like, oh, but that's the only thing I've been fucking doing to attract him. What am I gonna do?
Exactly. And I'm like, you're so pure.
Or I, I only have one bit from this scene. They go to a temple while they're in Kyoto.
Yes.
And they do this thing where the priest watches for them to have impure thoughts while they're supposed to be meditating, and if they have an impure thought, they get whacked with a paper fan and they have to bow. And this is my favorite part, where it's just like where she tries to sit cross-legged and she falls over, and she's just so cute that the priest gets whacked because he's having impure thoughts about her.
Yes. You know she's got game when even the priest is like, "Hey, cutie, wanna go get some soba noodles? Get some rice sake? Talk over her hobbies."
Yeah, that's actually like the last fucking image I had for the volume this week.
Honestly, I think Yamada is relatable in the terms of like anxiety, where you want something real bad, but at the same time you're like, "Fuck, how do I actually articulate what I want?"
Oh, I was just like, I wish Yamada was relatable, and the fact that it'd be cool if there were any girls who were like her.
Oh, there are. They're just more low key about it.
They're just not Katie.
I want it. It needs to come up in a situation. The moons need to be aligned, I guess.
Somebody clip that part right there where Katie just said she wants it. Just, I want it. Just clip that, please, and send it to me.
So, technically, that should go to Cyber. Hey, girl. How's it going? See, this is me trying to flirt. And now I just want to go die because I'm horrified because I was so geeky. Okay, so moving that awkward train along, what do we want to talk about next?
God, there's so many good options. Now that we got the only bad one out of the way. I think that was the only bad one this week.
Slime Monster was pretty entertaining this week still, so I was enjoying it.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, the next closest to boring was Reincarnated as a Slime, and honestly, it wasn't. And usually, B and HA is kind of boring too, and this one at least had a few advantages. What with Best Girl finally showing up.
Oh my god, you and Toma.
Her name is Toga, you son of a bitch. Get it. See,
right. This is how you trap him. You do this shit on purpose. Guarantee you can get to him.
She's not wrong. I can't really say she's wrong on this one.
You can't tell when I'm not doing it on purpose, and when I am doing it on purpose, it drives him nuts. This is how you're a pro.
This is how you really troll me, is you have to be...
Oh my god.
You have to be just dumb enough that I believe you're accidentally fucking doing this shit, because if I know you're doing it on purpose, it doesn't work. So
I did it on purpose that time. You got baited, my dude.
Yeah, I know you did it on purpose that time.
He's trying so hard to be cool right now. He's just like, shut up. I'm cool.
Alright, so since we started BNHA.
Okay, so let's set the scene, right? So we got kids in the alley.
Kids in the alley and a creepy dude without lips.
Yep.
And a super long tongue.
Nothing
Some
sexual.
Some other kids beat his ass.
Oh yeah, they did. Cue 70s music.
They beat him in some way.
I think it's more Tenya did. He looks like a butt man. Anyway, Torodoki is basically like...
No, if anything, Tenya was the bottom during this one.
No, basically they're like all exiting and they're just like congratulating each other and they're like, man, that was stupid, and they go and then everyone shows up.
Yeah. Pretty much. Everyone shows up after they've already ended the fight. And they Stain temporarily escapes just long enough to kidnap Midoriya, kill one of the Nomu, and then he turns to like spout more nonsense at the pros, and he literally just passes out while standing up.
Like a badass. Like a fucking badass.
Yeah. Like a badass motherfucker.
He was. He had like a broken rib and shit, and his like.
Yeah, that's what actually
like,
knocks
gets
him
up.
unconscious is that he has a
Yeah.
broken rib.
Not the Nomu, which as proven has been like super fucking strong and scary.
Yeah.
And he's just like, bitch, I'm gonna kill Midoriya if anyone's killing Midoriya. And he kills the Nomu, and the Nomu dies, and he just stares down all the heroes, and they're all scared of him, including Denver. And then he blacks out because of his own rib. Like, that's a badass.
Yeah, even Endeavor is like, wow, this dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, this dude's fucking crazy, even for me. Like,
so then they have to go to the hospital because, of course, Midoriya broke his fucking arm again.
surprise, surprise.
Surprise, sir fucking prized. After spending the whole goddamn last volume trying to learn to not break himself, he does it again. Good job, monkey.
Yeah. Because the doctors are basically like, bro, your arms are gonna be useless if you keep breaking your bones.
I don't think
So what
they've
does
gotten to
Midoriya
that
do?
point yet, but they will. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, that gets to that point. And Midoriya's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't break my arms so many times.
Right. So then
But
they
that's
have
how
to talk
the body
to the
works.
police chief, who reprimands
dog.
them for
Isn't the police
being.
chief a dog?
Yep, the dog.
So you could say it's like Officer McGruff.
I'm gonna call him Cooper from now on, Chief Cooper, because I used to have a dog that was this German point hair, just like, or German short hair pointer, just like this dude is. So, and that dog's name was Cooper, so I'm gonna call him Cooper from now on.
I think this should be our new advertisement. We're gonna take this, like the top panel. Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys can't see my mouse. We're gonna take the left panel of him talking, right? And it's gonna say Officer McRuff says, "Watch Tundra and Katie's show."
God damn it! Right.
Sorry,
and basically they get in trouble for the fact that they use their quirks without permission, but with permission, but without permission. It's just the dumbest fucking thing, because it's literally like, we're gonna throw you into an internship with a group of professional heroes who are literally going out attempting to find villains to get into fights with. And we're gonna go ahead and then yell at you when you get into a fight with a villain. So go fuck yourself, kids.
It's not all that. It's liability. It's more based off of, okay, you didn't have a hero sign off on you engage in this combat. You went on your own. You engaged a villain without anyone knowing, and you attacked that villain, a dangerous villain. Now he's basically like, great, you saved the hero, but going forward, you have to be liable for this. You can't fight villains without permission, or essentially at all.
It's
you're not
essentially
you're not
'cause they're
licensed
kids,
yet.
but
Yeah, they're not licensed yet. It's a liability thing. Like, it makes sense.
yeah.
Given like the way he went about it is stupid. It's fucking stupid especially because like they're just in the hospital, and the way he goes about it is stupid. But the point he's making, it makes sense. Like,
yeah, and then basically it's just like, yeah, but by the way, even though we have to officially deny any knowledge of you dealing with the hero killer stay, and we're gonna go ahead and say you're the good guys anyway, that you're okay. We're just gonna give you a nice slap on the wrist and fuck off. Peace, bitches. I'm out.
Yeah, he pretty much saves them because like that. If he really wanted to, he'd been like, okay, well, you can't. You have to like wait a year to get your license or penalize them, and he doesn't because they did the right thing.
But the best thing is that this whole bit with Stain and Stain's ideals was televised and in the news, which made it so new villains are rising from the ground.
Yeah.
Specifically, I wonder who the new villain and one of the new villains is. This person with this haircut and looks like she's wearing
music.
looks like she's wearing a schoolgirl uniform. She might be kind of cool. Huh. I guess we'll have to find out, won't we? And then next image I've got Bakugo during his lovely internship with Best Chinist.
I love this, honestly. I love he went to Best Jeanist. One, because Best Jeanist does not give a fuck about what Bakuno thinks. He like he has this thing where he tries to make Bakugo into a decent guy and recognizes that Bakuno might have the potential.
Bakano, wrong manga.
Yeah, it's Bakugo. That's his name, right?
Bakugo, yeah, not Bakano.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, Bakugo. And basically, he's like, "Well, you're kind of an asshole, and you need to be less of an asshole in the public. Like, they need to be able to approach you. That's how you get more like hero gigs.
So we're
And
gonna
you
give
need,
you a fucking haircut.
yep, you're gonna keep this haircut. Well, I say so." And Bakugo just kind of goes along with it because you don't mess with Best Jeanist.
This is true. Isn't Best Genius like number 4 hero?
Yeah, he's like the fourth hero. Like, you just don't fuck with them.
Yeah. Admittedly, his power is super OP.
Like, he can use thread of any clothing, isn't it, or is his own clothing? Or can he create thread? I forgot
He
which
can
one it is.
control any threads.
Which is boss. Like, it makes sense why he's fourth hero. Like, to me, he should be third hero, but
I don't
it's
remember
still.
who third is.
I don't know either. I don't think that's ever got explained. I don't think no one knows.
I bet I
Is
can
it
find
Hawk?
out in like
I think I
80
know who it
seconds.
is. I think it's Hawks.
I'm sure I'm gonna get shitty fucking results, but yeah, I got shitty fucking results. Just a bunch of fucking arguments as to who should be the top 3, not who are actually the top 3.
Yeah, it doesn't get
Oh wait, no,
explained.
Genist is third.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Okay. Because I know there's a hero named Hawks that's
Well,
in the
okay,
top rank.
Genus was fourth at the
Yeah.
time that we're talking about. And you're right, Hawks is third.
Yeah. Well, he's not introduced yet, but he's a
But
hero that's coming up.
he's not introduced, yeah. But Best Genus is fourth best hero because he's basically a fucking god, let's be real. He can control the fucking threads in his clothing of anyone around him.
So he can easily trap you, he can restrain you, he can cut you, like he can do anything he wants with thread. And thread, like, is hard to get out of.
You
It's
know
hard to cut.
who his ultimate fucking nemesis would be?
Who?
The Invisible Girl.
Is she the traitor?
Admittedly, okay, as a side note, none of these people know what the fuck we're. Well, we kind of have explained it back with the USJ incident. But there is a traitor amongst the UA people, whether it's a student or not, is feeding intel to the League of Villains. That's all we know so far.
I think it's either one of the teachers or it's one of the students. But
Thank you. Those are the only two options.
Well, no, hear me out. The reason why I'm not really thinking it's one of the students because this person was informed during teacher meetings. Like things happened during the teacher meeting. So either someone was in there without them knowing, or one of the teachers is sneaking something to the student. So there's two traitors. I think there's two traitors
Here's
together.
the side note though. This is the world of fucking electronics. This isn't 1980. All of the fucking kids have cell phones. If they find out that they're going to USJ, it takes literally 5 seconds to send a text message. That being said, getting the information is not always the easiest thing, and we don't have. There will be something that comes up soon that makes it less likely that it is a student, but it is still possible. And frankly, the three people it's most possible that it is, if it is a student, are Jiro, Invisible Girl, whose name I can never remember, or Ochako.
To me, the three likely candidates is Hisashi, which is Mike, because he's the one that brought up the fact there was a traitor.
That would be weird, but okay.
it makes I don't know, he seems off to me still.
Mike always seems off. This is true, but I don't think he's the bad guy.
And he was on the I don't know, he doesn't seem to gain a lot of hero sense to me. He hasn't shown me many characteristics of being a hero. Then Invisible Girl is my second candidate. I think they're working together in some way, but I think that's very unlikely. And then my third is the Class B guy that has this fucking complex be better than Class A. Because he's very sneaky and undermined. I don't trust him. So I have I think he might be involved.
See, my reasoning is that obviously Invisible Girl can sneak into anywhere she wants to go. Nobody can fucking see her.
I agree.
It's super easy. Alternatively, Jiro can eavesdrop super easily because it's literally her fucking power. Aside from the whole projecting her heartbeat through her ear jacks, but like the main obvious utility portion of her power is that she can hear through walls by plugging her ear jack into one of them. Or Ochako, who can get into places that nobody else could get to because of her ability to float. They can be on in a fourth story building, and they wouldn't think, oh, we have to make sure the windows are closed and locked and soundproof, because nobody's gonna fucking get to sit outside the fourth floor window. But Ochako could.
Here's why I think the candidates are the suspect candidates. Hisashi or Mike.
I mean, I'm only talking about students right now because any of the fucking faculty could be. None of the faculty are not suspect. Even the principal, aside, we don't know anything about him at all whatsoever. So even the principal could fucking be suspect. Every single one of them is suspicious for some reason.
President Mike is the suspect is multiple reasons. One, he doesn't always present good, clear judgment to me, especially during the sports festival when he got on the hate train with Bakugo. Like, he's a teacher representing the school, and he I understand he's a follower. He kind of goes on the bandwagon of hate, but he's supposed to be stays impartial as like a announcer.
I would agree with you there.
Second reason, I feel like. Sorry, go on.
I was about to say, I would agree with you there, aside from the fact that I would worry about attributing malice to stupidity. Mike consistently comes off as an idiot. And I wouldn't say that just because he's an idiot, he is more likely to be evil.
But I guess that's not what I'm going for. Also, he knows it's been clear, like, he is one of the few that know school events and stuff.
This is true.
And is in the very small ring of teachers that knows what's going on. And he's been consistently part of I think a group of 4 people that knew the events are happening, and then it's just coincidentally like the villains know information that 4 people knew. So I think that's why he's a suspect. My reason why Class B guy is a suspect, he can copy powers. I think he and Invisible Girl are either in on it, or he copied someone's power about and is using that to spy on.
Doesn't he have a super limited amount of time that he can use that power, though? And he can only ever have one copied at a time?
He does. So that's why I'm not saying it's a perfect ideology, but if he can essentially, if he can time it just right, or if he knows what to listen for at what times, like, that's why I think he's working together with Magic Mike. I think Magic Mike texts him, okay, now, so what's his face can get the information so Mike doesn't look suspicious. And then there's obviously Invisible Girl, who can easily just sneak in. But I think Mouse Dude also, like, here's why I don't think it's Jiro, is because the principal is the smartest person alive, essentially, is how they describe him. Like, he's a high intelligence rate. I think he would make everything soundproof, including the glass and stuff. So that I think that prevents Jiro from listening on him and like everyone else. I think that's why it's an in-teacher job. I
guess
think
that
that's
might be a fair argument.
Like, if honestly, like, yes, they're on the fourth floor, but I think the president would keep in, or the principal would keep in fact that they're at a hero school, so everyone has different powers. So he would easily make things like like soundproof and things, so not any just anyone can listen to it.
See, my thought process is that even though he is a well, for one, this is assuming that he's not a leak himself. He could be a not active participant in the whole thing and be intentionally leaving openings for someone, even if he doesn't know who that someone is, to be doing it. But more importantly, I think he's naive. Even though I don't think he's come across very often as he's smart, but that's assuming he would want to. What's what I'm looking for? That's assuming he would think of the fact that, like, oh, the students might be evil. Why? How could you ever fucking, like, live doing what you're doing if you believe there's a possibility of any of your students using what you teach them to kill hundreds of people? Like, I don't think you could manage to do that. I think to be able to be in his position, he has to be a level of naive to believe that the students have to be good without any kind of reservation on that level or at that
I
point.
guess that's a little fair, but he doesn't show off as that a naive. He goes false naivety a lot of times where he's like, "Oh, I know. That's why I prepared for this situation," or, you know, like, I think he does have the best in people in mind, but he channels that into, okay, how do I best prepare for the outcomes, and puts precautions into those outcomes. Now, he can't prepare for every single scenario, but I think those are one of the scenarios he does counter with. It hasn't been presented yet, but I have a very strong like feeling like those rooms are soundproof. Because
Yeah.
USJ, like my that school is a top hero school. People are going to try to sneak in. He's probably already expected there's already spies in it. He's going to take precautions.
It's hard to say because I wonder if it would be even viable to, like, soundproof it. Like, from a functional aspect, like, that could just be one of those things where he's like, oh, well, there's going to be a way to eavesdrop
You know
into
who I
this, so. Who?
really want the spy to be?
Ochaka?
Denki.
Denki? Oh,
Yes,
god damn it.
I want him to be like, he doesn't know he's the spy. Like, he's so like he plays off being so stupid. I really, really want it to be where your favorite girl and him, like, she's using him to be the spy.
God, you know who I want it to be? You know who I really...
Like, she's just like,
if
oh,
it
when is
weren't...
your next trip?
I don't think
Like, just
that's possible because it's Toga. She's not that functional mentally, let's be real. She's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
she's crazy, man.
She's batshit fucking crazy. She's full on Arc 2 Yuri.
There's
Maybe
no
even a
way
little
she's gonna
further
get a
than that.
redemption arc. You want a redemption arc. There's no for her.
I think she gets a redemption arc. That's what
There's
I'm saying.
no turning back for her.
Okay,
Like,
we gotta
she's
pull.
too crazy.
This is who we're talking about right here, since we felt the
Like,
need to.
this is like the only this is like Monica boner level that Tundra has, and he's just like obsessed with
What are
her.
you fucking talking about?
You are obsessed with her. And he wants her to have a redemption arc. I'm all no, she's too out. She's too off the path to be redeemed. I hope she was, but she's just too out of reality.
She's a little broken in the head. Let's be real.
Very broken. Like, she needs medication, therapy, more therapy.
I think she's gonna have a
Leashes.
redemption arc because of her obsession. I think her obsession with Midoriya will overpower her fucking other proclivities.
Nah. Dabi has more of a possibility of redemption arc than Toga, in my opinion.
I think Toga's naturally mentally a little messed up, but I think that's fixable.
I don't think that's
Heck, I'm friends with you. I have to believe it's fixable.
Bro, she likes drinking people's blood. She thinks showing love is by cutting people up. She's far gone. She's too far gone, my dude.
She's a little gone, but she's
She's
so
way
fucking
gone.
cute.
She's like Ted Bundy gone. Like, there's just no coming back. It's too late.
She's too fucking cute for me to admit that
Ted Bundy. Like, bro, no.
This is how this works.
Don't be the Diane. Anyway. So yeah, basically the League of Villains.
So yeah, then we have the League of Villains here, the additional League of Villains. Dobby, Mr. Gas Mask Dude, who I don't know the name of. Toga, of course.
The girl that likes cutting people up and gets turned on by it.
Basically,
again,
best girl.
Ted Bundy.
We're gonna put this knife back where it belongs.
Anyway, so yeah, we get introduced by a lot of villains. I'm very much on the personal theory that Dobby is Todoroki's cousin or brother because of similarities and how later on it's going to explain more about Todoroki's family situation.
What do you mean? It's already explained about Todoroki's family situation.
Yeah,
His
but
dad's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but like later on, they get more in depth about the brothers and like the dynamics. Much more further. So I'm
this
on
is what
the
happens when Katie reads ahead.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm team Dobby is a Todoroki. And then we have the Munch Nugget on the bottom.
Shigaraki, god damn it, he is annoying.
He's like,
don't worry, we're gonna have a good sum up of fucking of Shigaraki in a little bit. I got a picture.
Like, okay, you know how like Bellatrix was like crazy, but at least she was scary crazy. Like you didn't want to fuck with her. Him, he's just a whiny little bitch.
Shigaraki is like Pro LeFou.
Yeah,
I just realized
you can't take him serious. You can't take him serious. He's mentally like, yeah, he's crazy, but you're not scared of him.
He has a few moments.
Honestly, he makes me as tired as dealing with my brother. Like he's crazy, like but he's probably gonna murder you, but like you can handle him.
Right.
You can actually like handle him. Okay, that's the sad part.
Moving on. We have a little bit of they go back to the classroom and a few people are talking about what their internship was like, and we have Chaco, Miss Battle Villain over here. And then we've got Minetta, who's now fucking terrified of ladies. Thank God, maybe it'll last.
Just Mount Lady, but I also think Mount Lady's a villain.
Mount Lady's a little bit of a fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs girl too.
But this time she was my personal hero because she finally got Minetta to tone the fuck off. Down. Yeah.
Don't worry, this literally lasts 3 reference images. Give it a minute.
I know.
So they're after that they're told that they have a new test that they have to do, which is a race against each other to reach a distressed person in time, basically, within a certain time frame.
To point B without twisting your ankle
or breaking your arm.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard for Midoriya.
You know, it's like that Tony Hawk game where you need to get through the city without being hit by a car. It's basically that, where you need to grind the rails.
It's basically that without any cars, but Truck-kun is here.
Exactly.
So then they actually start racing, and Sero does really, really, really well, because the biggest thing is if you can stay above the track, then you can make it, you don't have to deal with any of the obstacles. Which Midoriya realizes immediately, but Sero is just faster because he can literally just latch on to. Sero's the dude with the tape from the elbow, by the way.
Yeah, he can slingshot his way throughout the whole thing.
He can literally just like hook himself to the very end, and it's just like fucking Link with his hook shot and just drags himself to the end. So Sero comes in second, and Midoriya ends up coming in first. Or Midoriya comes in second, and Sero comes in first, sorry.
Yeah, which he deserved it, because Midoriya did bust some ass during that training session, which he should have been at this point like a few volumes ago.
Yeah, he should have been not useless 2 volumes ago. This is true.
I'm just glad he's not useless anymore. And everyone's like, oh my god, he finally learned how to use his legs. and everyone cries.
No, we're not at
Midoriya
that point yet.
comes
Right now,
over.
he's still using his arms. He's just not always breaking them. He just breaks
Well,
them
yeah, but he
almost
can
every
use his
time.
legs too, and he's successfully running. That's why they're crying. He's not useless. He can run away for once. And so after everyone has the Midoriya boner, and Baka goes like, "Oh, those are my moves," and blah 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 blah. Uh, it's everyone else just does their own thing, and that's really it. Like it doesn't highlight much.
Yeah, for this part, I've still got more.
You got more?
Yeah, there's way more that happened in this volume.
Okay.
We got introduced to Mr. Half-a-Face, among other things.
Okay.
So then they're back changing in the locker room, and they find a hole. Well, okay, Mineta finds a hole.
Because it's Mineta.
Because it's Mineta. And I just love this bit where he's like, Yaoyorozu's Boobarozu's.
And I was really quickly realizing, oh my god, this is Tundra and a manga. But at least Tundra would have a better power.
Fucking, I love some of these Hagakure's floating panties. He's even fucking fantasizing about the girl he legitimately can't fucking see. Uraraka's positively ooh la la body and Asui's surprisingly decent boobs.
This made me so uncomfortable and so angry. But I'm glad like Jiro fucking stabs him in the eye because that's what he deserves.
Yeah.
I don't wish bad things on him. I just wish he'd get expelled from the school.
I wish bad things on him. I don't like people.
I just want him to get replaced with a better character. Like Shinzo. Like he's a better character, but that's just me.
Dirty Shizno.
Mind control Shizno, yes.
Okay. So my favorite part about this is if you notice, he says something about almost every girl in the class. The only girl he doesn't say anything about is the one who stabs him in the eye. And I love how she's fucking jealous and getting upset about it.
I don't blame her, because she's just like, what the fuck? I'm not attractive?
Right? I'm not even...
Yeah, at one point, yeah, it's insulting to not be... like, for you to peep on us, but fuck, if you're gonna mention the invisible girl, but not fucking me, go fuck yourself.
Right? I love fucking Mina's face in this post, where she's just like super fucking pissed off, and her black eyes just make it all the more freaking terrifying.
She's gonna kick ass. That's why I love her. She's just fuck you. Oh fuck no. And then Sue's over here with her cute ponytail, cute. Jiro's cute, so I'm like really upset. Like Jiro didn't get mentioned. Like she's a cutie. So.
Oh my god, they're all cuties. Aside from possibly the girl who's invisible. She might be a cutie, she might not. We don't know.
I'm just waiting for somebody to get flour and dump it on her. And she's like the hottest girl in the group.
You guys couldn't hear it, but there was like a bump underneath my desk. I'm surprised my mic. No, just...
Look, guys, it's now became the Katie Fox show. Tundra has now been sued with sexual remarks and banned from Twitch for 30 days. So,
first one's only a couple days, only like 24 hours. We'll be fine.
Okay, so carrying on from
next up, of course, is All Might has to tell Midoriya about the past, about the whatchamacallit, the background of all the One for All power. So
finally,
yeah, finally he talks to his fucking kid. Finally, he talks to his fucking kid.
I honestly love the face Midoriya's making bottom right. He's like, eat this.
When I granted you my power, do you remember what I said? Eat this. No, not that.
That's honestly my favorite thing. That face all the time. Midoriya might face. No, like, I'm sorry, All Might. You should have told him the full story before giving him One for All. Like, he needed to know what he's really getting into.
Yeah, especially because he has to fight the super fucking powerful villain who has the ability to steal other people's quirks permanently.
Al Gore? Oh no,
Remember
somebody else.
Pig?
Oh yeah.
You forget I've been playing the South Park game on my other
Right.
fucking streams. Like, fucking Al Gore is such a fucking difficult boss. Anyway, he basically now knows that the one for all power was originally created um in order to fight all for one, the one who can steal powers. And he does, and he steals powers, and he's super fucking powerful because of it. He can do all kinds of fucking shit. Actually, from a entirely spoiler point of view, when we eventually see all for one fight, I was incredibly disappointed with that fight.
Right? So was I. I wanted more.
Yeah, like the fact that he uses all of maybe two powers in the entirety of the fight. It's like, dude, you've lived for how many fucking years? Because the whole reason that one for all can be transferred down to additional people is that all for one stole a live forever power essentially. So
Yeah.
he's like hundreds of years old. And whereas one for all is kind of like the fucking avatar spirit.
Pretty much. And then like he uses like maybe two powers
In the whole
out
fucking
of
fight.
yeah, like I understand if you can only use so many powers at a time, but like he picks like the worst power. Like he has one good power and then like the other one like you don't even really like it's
Admittedly, he's a
just
little bit physically fucked up, so maybe that might have something to do with it. I
yeah,
would
he's
just like to
really
know how
fucked
he
up.
could see, because this is him right here. This is all for one. Not that we know that, but it is. Um, and he's got Shigaraki on the TV because he was talking to Shigaraki because he basically runs the League of Villains from behind the scenes, which is why
Yeah.
All Might tells Midoriya about all that's going on because he's pretty sure that the League of Villains is being run by All for One behind the scenes.
Yep. And yeah, he's fucked. Like this villain's fucked up. And when we first got introduced to him in the anime, he was creepy as fuck, and we were actually kind of scared of him. And then like that
He's
fight
super creepy.
happened. Yeah, and like it made us really feel disappointed. Like I was like him
They
to
really
be
hype his abilities, and his abilities are kind of non-existent, or at least the
yeah,
ones he
like
chooses to use.
I was thinking this was gonna be Dragon Ball Z style cell fight where he tries to take one and for all's fight like powers, or he goes around and zaps other people's powers. Like something creepy is gonna happen because that's what he does.
Admittedly, the
Like
person he was fighting didn't have powers anymore, so yeah.
fair, but there are other people with powers. You know what I mean? Like I thought he was gonna go full on creep. I'm gonna fuck with the people you care about, real villain, like Cell did. Like it could have been it could have happened. It didn't. I was a little upset.
I guess he probably also has to be careful about taking morph powers, though. Like, he
Like
can't
he has
take
to choose
Ida's or he
one from
suddenly has
every.
engines on his legs, kind of
No, I
thing.
guess
But,
fair. Like I just wanted to walk out with the girl with one of the people he kidnapped, and
okay, we're getting way
and
too far into
yeah,
spoiler
sorry.
territory.
Yeah, no, I just want him to walk out and just full on display what he can do, and that's what builds up the creep scare factor.
Yeah. So then we have there's going to be a written exam, and Momo is like, by the way, I'm the best. No, she's not
Yeah.
actually like that. She's just being super cute and haughty. And everyone's like, can you please help us? Please teach us, Booby San.
And then she's like, "Oh my god, I have friends. Let's all go over for a tea party." And they're like, "What?" And then they go to her house.
Oh my god. Moving on, we're going to ignore the imaginations of Katie.
That's what happens. What are you talking about?
So then they find out that the practical portion of the exam, instead of being against robots this year, they have to fight the teachers, and the teachers are not holding back even a little bit.
Mm.
So the long and the short is somebody draws the short straw, and somebody's got to fight All Might. So somebody's fucked.
Who's it gonna be?
It's Midoriya and Bakugo.
Who will win? Who will live?
Who will live?
Yeah.
Probably everybody, all things considered.
Just because you win doesn't mean you lived.
Okay. Sure. Why not? Anyway, that ends the Boku no Hero section. The only last thing we have to say is that we have one more tip of the day for how to save money.
By not eating.
First way to no, that was last week's tip of the day on how to save money. This week's on Ochako's how to save money. The first way to save is to sleep because being awake costs money.
That's depressing as fuck.
This is my favorite part. Look at her hands.
Why are they mitted?
Because if
she doesn't touch. If she touches, that's cute.
Because her power isn't controlled by her mind. It's controlled. It's set is by from the start by her fingertips. It activates whenever she touches anything with all 5 of her fingertips on either hand. So she has to wear mittens in her sleep, which is kind of cute. It almost makes me wish she wasn't a villain. Rip any normal. God damn it! That's why you use your palm.
Counts.
It's her fingertips, not any other part. The tips of her fingers.
Feels so good.
Okay, what do we want to talk about next?
Besides the Lonely Island song,
oh God.
I don't know. What do we want to talk about next? We have a lot to get over.
We have so much to go through. Everything was so good tonight.
Oh, I guess we can go to Slime.
Yeah, okay, that's relatively short, frankly. The biggest thing is last week, of course, Milim was introduced, the Demon Lord, Demon Prince, Demon King. What the fuck are they called in this one? It's a Demon Lord, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Milim the Demon Lord was introduced last week, and of course she was defeated by having something crammed in her mouth, like most ladies are. And where are we? There we are.
You're so hoping I would comment.
What?
You're so hoping I would comment.
So they all get excited because they're like, oh, we could figure out a source of sugar and we could make sweets. And Milim is super fucking excited. And Shion. Because see, all the ladies here are immediately defeated by something being put in their mouths. The best way to a woman's heart is also through her stomach. It works with everybody.
You're trying so hard, dude. Just go along. We get the joke. It's just not funny, dude. Just stop being the dead horse.
What are you talking about?
Go.
They're eating. God, you're such a pervert, Katie. Fuck. You're so fucking lewd. This is a Christian manga stream. No fucking lewdness allowed here. I say as I have multiple references that are literally titled "So Fucking Lewd." Hey, Retro, what's up, dude?
You can't get this far into the game without being a player, so...
You can't get this far into the game without being a player. God damn it. While true, it also helps to actually be good at the game.
I'm good at the game.
So, Milim, of course, wants sweets, so they look for sweets. Never actually get to a point where they find them. We have a new friend, and by new friend, I mean, oh, it's this prick again. Anybody here remember Vesta? Fucking asshole who got them fucking almost fucking put to death, and the fucking king of the dwarves in the kingdom of the dwarves.
Yeah, he was a real douche, but he looks good in glasses, so.
God,
there's that.
He has such perfect hair and teeth white and straight like a military cemetery.
What the fuck are you getting at? Like, what is happening right
He looks like fucking Carlos.
Oh, okay.
You can't unsee it now.
I can't. And I was like, why are you hitting on this manga dude? I was like, you need to calm it down.
He looks like fucking Carlos. He even kind of looks like Dylan, for Christ's sakes.
I don't see it.
I mean, without Dylan's, like, hair, because Dylan has way better hair than this guy.
I
But
don't see it.
really, have you not seen Dylan with a goatee?
Nope.
Do you know what Dylan I'm talking about?
Nope.
I didn't think so. That explains it. Dylan Marin, Carlos's voice actor.
Oh, okay, yes. Okay, yes, they do look similar. Okay.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about now. All right.
God damn it, Katie.
I know lots of Dylans. Like,
My life is so hard, and you were like 80% of there.
Wow. I'm not even like involved in it. So
What are you talking about? I'm hitting on you. Didn't you hear what I said?
I don't know what's going on. I need help. Can someone help me, please? This man captured me against my own will.
This is par for the course. She's used to being captured against her own will. Her name is La Latina. Katie doesn't get that reference because she's never actually sat down and watched Konosuba.
Nope. You have no power here. Anyway, let's go on.
Okay.
All right. So we meet
So
douchebag McGee.
Yeah, Vesta comes back and is now working for the fucking slime dude. Because apparently when you get fucking exiled from the King of the Dwarves, you don't really have any other option. So then a new group of quote-unquote heroes shows up, and their job is basically to make sure that the city of monsters is not going to become a threat to the rest of the world. Basically, they're human emissaries, whereas before all the rest have been dwarves. Which the only difference in appearance between dwarves and humans is that dwarves are a little bit darker skinned and have a little bit of a Latin flair, and that's about the extent of it.
Which, sending those ambassadors was pretty racist.
What?
The human ambassadors, pretty racist.
Oh yeah, I love it how one of them's just like, I wasn't talking to you, fun bags, to Shion, and she's just like, oops, I accidentally broke his fucking skull.
Oh, my weak monster girl hands slip my coach hit his head. Oops. Like, she's just like, whatever.
Which, I mean, Shion does Shion things. I swear to God, I title one a reference a week with that. So basically, they come up with a plan that they don't want it to be known that the Monster Nation was the one who took down the Orc Lord, because if the Orc Lord was taken down by the Monster Nation, then that it could have ulterior motives. So what they're doing is this dude who's insulting Shion, they're going to set him up as like a champion, a human champion, to pretend he's the one who killed the Orc Lord with the help of the Monster Nation. So that way humans won't be super suspicious of him, of the monsters.
Which is
because
fair,
of course humans are suspicious of anybody who doesn't look like them, as
yeah,
proven by most of American history.
Yeah, racist assholes. I don't blame them. Like,
and then the only other thing that really happens is that we get introduced to this new. Y'all remember Laplace from before, the fucking clown dude who is working with Gelmood? Well, there's another one, and I guess they're part of a group called the Moderate Harlequin Alliance, but this is all we've actually learned about them so far, is their name. They have a name, and they all look like fucking mimes, which is a little fucking creepy. But they seem to be powerful. For the most part, they typically work with the Demon Lords, and the Demon Lords typically treat them with respect, which kind of comes off weird because the Demon Lords don't even treat each other with respect.
Which makes me feel like they're either up on their par, they're either stronger, up on their par, or they benefit them so greatly that they have to respect them.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the latter. I don't think they have that much power, although Laplace as a name implies quite a bit of power on that guy's front.
Yeah.
Tyr, on the other hand, is probably just a reference to her mask.
Either
But I
way,
mean,
they
she
give
was
you
used as a
nightmares.
spy against one of the other demon lords. So they must be at least relatively powerful. Maybe not all powerful, maybe not more powerful, but they must be at least able to hold their own.
Fair. I don't know. They give me nightmares. Like,
Right?
they're creepy.
Like, fucking A, who's this clown?
No, seriously, we want to know who this clown is. Like,
We
if
want the
anyone
clown
has
masks to come
information.
off, please, more permanently.
No, I don't, because I'm afraid the clown mask is hiding an even worse clown mask. And it's just going to be a series of endlessly terrifying masks.
Right. Interestingly
Like,
enough, as a side note, we caught up to the anime with this volume.
did we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So, I only know that because I frequent Reddit, and all the memes from this past week are from the scene where Shion whacks the dude on the head for calling her fun bags. And that's pretty much all that happened in Slime Reincarnated as a Slime this week. The volume was kind of a little lackluster. Not bad, just more world building. There's a great deal of time spent world building in this manga, which I feel like is good because every other isekai has that as a major problem, as the world doesn't functionally make sense and can't be easily. The suspension of disbelief is difficult with any of them.
But in this, like, it makes sense.
Yeah, they spend a great deal of time on world building in order to make it all make sense. So I appreciate it from a genre's perspective, especially because I enjoy the isekai genre quite heavily.
So do I.
So
I like anything I can actually imagine myself being in. And it's like, it's really easy to picture yourself in this world. And I greatly appreciate the transitioning they do.
yeah, this is true. Katie just wants some of that sweet, sweet ogre.
What?
Nothing. I went with the ogres because they're kind of attractive. Soe and the leader are attractive, and Shion's cute. Or Shuna, for that matter. Maybe you're more of a Milim kind of girl.
I don't even know them. I can't, I can't even get to that level. Give me a couple volumes.
Oh, God. You've had several.
You're trying so hard to get me on your level. And it's like, bro, no.
God damn it. That's okay. I'll just keep trying. Okay, what do we want to talk about next? We got lots.
I guess we can go to Yamada, because, like...
Yamada-kun. Okay.
Happened.
A lot happened.
Like, a witch has been found.
I mean, we found a witch who doesn't have her powers. So... And I was right, motherfuckers. I was right.
I think I overread too, but I'm gonna.
God damn it, Katie. This is like the 1 week you couldn't fucking overread in this manga. Where the fuck is Yamada? There it is.
Like, I left off.
Don't. I'll tell you where the manga left off if you think you overread.
I was gonna say chapter. I wasn't gonna explain it.
The very last thing that happened in this is... Jesus Christ. All right, I'm going to mute myself so that I can say it without ruining where we're going while we're discussing it. But I'm only going to mute myself in stream so that you can still hear me.
Okay. Yep, I overread it. Yep.
We'll come to that though. Okay. All right.
I'm
So
talking like
now that we know where the fuck we are,
I'm on chapter 58.
chapter 58. How far was that?
Because my thing got mixed up.
We were supposed to read through chapter 60.
I am not that far. Okay.
I'm so confused. Like, how do you know things that are about to happen, yet you don't know you didn't read the whole thing? You know there's a reason I post this shit on the...
Yeah, you posted it today after I already read it.
Yeah, we were supposed to read through chapter 60. So, we'll go ahead and figure out what Katie knows. So, the very first thing that happens is we're talking about the cultural festival and trying to get people to buy their yakisoba buns. Which, oh my god, seeing yakisoba buns, I'm so interested in those as a concept. Are you?
Kind of, actually, yeah, because, like, I'm not normally all for the booby watching, but...
Oh my god, we're not talking about boobies right now, Katie.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were making a metaphor again. Like, with
no,
the
I mean, as hot as Shiraishi is. Speaking of which, I love this bit where she's just like, "Oh, that's not gonna work because I'm only wearing 3 pieces of clothing. I'm only wearing a shirt and a blouse and panties, and that's it."
Yeah.
They're just like, "That's the issue. It's not the issue. You'd have to take off your clothes." It's the problem is we wouldn't actually sell anything additional just because you were taking off your clothes. But anyway, no, the yakisoba buns are those. They almost look like fucking lobster rolls, but then in the roll is like yakisoba noodles.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, those I want to try. Those I legit want to try.
I'm so interested in trying those.
We should try to make them and then compare ours.
Maybe I should make some.
I'd make some too.
I tried to get stuff to do takoyaki so I could do a cooking stream later this week, but I couldn't find any octopus. Woe is me.
I guess you're going to have to drive 2-3 hours and go to the Asian market in Saginaw.
I guess I'm just going to have to drive to frickin' Tokyo and just fucking eat them there. Seems reasonable, right?
Right. Yeah, no, they go on this witch hunt. They literally go on a witch hunt.
Yes, Retro. I've been planning a cooking stream for quite some while, and I've been setting up stuff in my kitchen to be able to do it, but I want my first cooking stream to be trying to do takoyaki. Because it's like my favorite fucking food on the goddamn planet. So, anyway, they decided the better way of selling their yakisoba buns will be to have Yamada take the future sight powers and use it to tell people's fortunes. I am Dayama. And yes, that means he has to kiss everybody who comes in the fucking tent and buys a yakisoba bun.
Okay, also, children, the lesson from here is this is how you get herpes.
This is also how you get mono, Katie would know.
How you... This is how you get mono and herpes. Not by just kissing, but kissing everyone in your fucking school.
It's the best. Best idea ever. I applaud you, Yamada. You came up with a brilliant idea. I mean, Dayama.
Oh my god.
I just see this scene in this last panel and I'm just like, I am Dayama.
I just want a cross show now with B Gata H Kei, and she just comes into the school, kisses
and she's
him.
confused why there's a dude with her fucking name.
Yeah, pretty much.
So then he goes to thank the girl who has the future sight powers. And she's like, hey, since I did something for you, can you try and do something for me? I really want you to get rid of my powers. Because they suck. Because I like kissing people, but I don't like to see tragic futures that they have. That's basically what it amounts to. She's like, can you erase my powers? Because I just can't stop kissing everybody I know. Like, Jesus Christ.
Also, did you notice the thing behind her is a dick?
I'll be entirely honest. No, I fucking didn't.
I did, and I kept staring at him like, why is there a dick in this scene? Why are you taking away the vulnerability of the scene, Manga?
As a side note, it's a party ball, but I can see it. I can see it as a thank you, Katie. Now I can't unsee it.
Oh, God. I wonder if in Japanese that means dick. Like, I kind of want it to be no.
God damn it.
Oh, no, this was such a sweet scene, and that ruined it for me.
I mean, that's not as sweet of a scene as the next one, because then Yamada decides he has to go and figure out how he might erase a witch's powers, and who knows more about witches than him? Noah. So he's got to go and convince her to tell him some stuff, because of course she doesn't want to just do it. She wants him to take her out on a date in order to get it, and then he gets all forceful, and she's just like, oh, I love a man who knows what he wants and just takes it.
I knew I had that brat kink. That's right, kink, right?
Huh?
Brat kink, that's what it is, right?
Sure. You tried, Katie. You tried.
I did.
And she gets super excited. Then she's like, "Oh, you did? Okay," and then just spills the beans, because basically she apparently already knows somebody who has the ability to take a witch's powers. And it's a dude. A dude.
Yes.
No.
Dude looks like a lady. Not really, though. He looks like a dude.
He does more or less look like a dude.
He does.
So then he goes and he talks to the guy who has the ability to steal a witch's powers permanently. It's not just like Yamada where he copies it. It actually takes the witch's power away. And he basically says the only way, he's one of the student council members, and he's one of the people in running for the student to be student council president, along with the witch who can make people love her, along with Miyamura, the dude who is our the white-haired dude in the supernatural club.
Oh yeah.
All three of them are vying for student council president, and they basically, the dude who has the ability to steal the witch's powers basically says, I'll take away her powers for you on the condition that you figure out who's going to be, ask the president to tell you who's the next student council president is going to be, is basically how it goes. And he's like, all right, I guess I can go and do that. So he goes and visits the student council president's office, and of course the vice president and secretary is there. I knew.
This crazy bitch.
Whoa, wait a second. We'll get there. Don't worry. I've got multiple scenes. But this bitch, I told y'all motherfuckers that this motherfucking bitch was a frickin' witch. I told you so. We don't know it yet in this scene, but this is the way that this bullshit right here, this bullshit, that is the way every single witch has been introduced so far. Not normal fucking people, just witches. So I'm betting at this moment, I'm betting she's a fucking witch even more than I already frickin' thought she was, but I frickin' knew it.
The reason why I think she's a witch is because she floats in a pond. And we all know that witches float, just like wood. See, historian joke just dies.
You tried.
That's all they knew. That's how you identified a witch back in the day. If she floated like wood, she's a witch.
At this point, the student council president comes back, and Yamada immediately tries to kiss him using the love kiss girl's powers in order to get him to tell him the information he wants to know, and that works out about as well as somebody trying to interact with John Cena in a in a wrestling ring. He gets kicked in the fucking head. Good try, Katie. I appreciate the attempt.
Welcome. You gotta set up the scene, my dude.
And then he wakes the fuck up to find himself both his hands tied to the ceiling, and she basically is like, "This is an interrogation. I'm going to ask you some questions." And then she unties one of his hands, and she just starts fucking breaking fingers.
Yeah, she goes fucking full on Saw. Like, she's like, "You want to play a game? We're gonna play a game." Oh, you don't. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and at this moment, I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, God damn, this bitch is cray cray. And then he manages to get just free enough to kiss her, and he still has the fucking love power. And then I'm like, oh, crazy cute, maybe.
And I was like, I don't trust this. This was too easy. I was like on the fence a little bit. I was like, this is too easy.
And then way too easy. And I'm like, oh, it's perfect. And then she starts, well, being a little bit creepy. And I'm like, oh, God. Oh, God. Nope, she's still fucking crazy. She's still fucking crazy. She's like, one of those.
There it is.
And
there
it's like, oh, it's just Toga in this anime, in this manga.
See, kids, this is why I have trust issues.
I'm happy again. I was just excited because, Yandere and me. It goes...
And, like, as soon as she goes for that back rip, I was already like, oh, there goes his arm sockets. Like, as soon as she twisted his arm, I was like, it's not going to end well. You should have punched her the fuck out, my dude.
Right?
Like, I know she's a girl, but fuck that shit. She's breaking your fingers and molesting you. I think she deserves a punch in the face.
Oh, yeah, Miss Yandere. Okay.
Yeah, Miss Let's break everyone's fucking bones.
Yeah, it's lots of fun. So then he manages to convince her to let him the fuck down, at least. And then fixes her. And she admits that she'll help him get rid of the power from the girl who can see the future, because she knows how, because she used to be a witch, and she had her power taken away because she didn't want it. And she used to be the invisibility witch, which is currently the power that the power thief has. Whenever he kisses somebody, he becomes invisible to them.
Makes sense.
Which is a super OP power, if you think about it.
It actually really is.
Yeah. So then he asks the student council president if he will do the favor for him, and the student council president is like, yeah, I'll do it, but only if you find out who the 7th witch is and what she can do, because I want to fucking know. And then he says this weird shit right here about how the secretary is... The two of them are of mind and body, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck this is all about, but it's definitely weird, and I'm sure it's going to come up later, probably when the new student council president is announced.
It means he's a parasite, and they're of one mind and body. What part of that did you not understand?
The mind part. That's not how it works. It's not how parasites work, you weirdo.
Yeah, that's how that works.
And then, so he uses future sight powers to kiss, or he kisses what's-her-face, the girl with future sight powers, so he can get a glimpse of the future. And then it allows him to see that the witch killer is going to be becoming the student council president, and he's going to name Shiraishi as his secretary. Yeah, Tamaki, that's the dude's name, the witch killer. And Yamada's like, I don't care about the fact that she's gonna be the smartest girl. He's just like, uh-oh. It's just like, uh-oh, why do you care? And then he finally fucking admits it out loud that he fucking is in love with Shiraishi. Finally. Fucking finally. It's not the last freaking confession we'll have this week. You notice that? It comes in waves, I swear to God.
Yeah, I kind of didn't notice that actually.
So, as soon as he says this, white-haired dude, Miyamura, is like, alright, I guess we have to fucking change the future. Now we can't let that happen because we want you and Shiraishi to be together. I guess we gotta go fucking deal with some things in my past because my sister knows who the seventh witch was. Or is. And he's like, well, I guess we'll go talk to her. And, oh, by the way, my sister refuses to talk to me. She just likes to whip scissors at my head.
I mean, stitches get bitches, so... I mean, bitches get stitches.
Bitches get stitches. I just named this one Scissor Jutsu. Wait, that sounds gay.
No! Oh, I'm so sad now.
His sister's name is Leona for whatever reason. And she is... Oh.
Calm down, Betsy.
God damn. Also, apparently wearing pants is something she's never heard of.
Yes.
She also is really angry at her brother, but we don't know why, or yells at her brother. I think it's just because she's trying to protect him, trying to get him to stop fucking with the witches, because she doesn't go to school anymore after finding out who the seventh witch was. And she doesn't... I don't think she tells them who the fucking seventh witch is. After she fucking kicks him out, she kind of just... She agrees to help, but then doesn't tell him. And then we find out the reason Miyamura moved to the school that he's going to was entirely to find the seventh witch after the seventh witch fucked with his sister.
Yeah.
Because he likes he likes his sister. They're close.
Mm.
And like she goes to school and she's researching the witches, and he's excited for her to share her adventures with him. And it's just cute, super wholesome. Or, well, maybe not so wholesome. Maybe he wants to bone his sister.
I'm gonna go with wholesome.
Because Katie really needs this. She really needs to be able to hold on to this one moment.
I do.
This one moment of fucking wholesomeness. So yeah, there's this moment of oh, you just you like your sister, you're a fucked up family, ain't ya? And then he's like, all right, I'll help you, because that's what Yamada does. He fucking helps people. That's just his thing. So they all come back to the club room, and because what's his face, the tempura making dude was Mr. Pyro was left in the club room to make sure nobody fucking ransacks it again. And they get back and they're just like, is it just me, or does this place smell like oil? And I just love it how they get on his case for cooking tempura in the club room, and he's just like, I was just so lonely.
Yeah, pretty much.
So then Yamada goes to talk about the vision he had and why he doesn't want it to happen, and then he realizes he's standing in front of fucking Shiraishi, and the reason he doesn't want the vision to come true is because he's in love with her, and the only way he can say anything is to tell her that right then and there. So he's like, and then Miyamura comes to the rescue and stops him and talks about his sister and is like, yay. And then this little scene happens where Shiraishi's just like, there's more to that vision you had, isn't there? It's okay. I won't pester you, but when you feel you can, you should tell me all about it, okay?
I think she's the last witch.
She knows. Did you just say you think Shiraishi is the seventh witch? She's the first witch.
I think she's the seventh, pretending to be the first witch.
No, she's in love with Yamada and is trying to convince him to fucking tell her that he loves her too.
I don't trust her.
Why do you not trust Shiraishi? Is it just you don't trust hot chicks? Is that just your thing lately? Is that your
No.
theme this week?
No, it's just too easy. That's the theme this week. It's too easy.
It's too easy. It's
The
way too
author's
easy.
like trying to get us to go, oh, they're in love. No, she's gonna betray him. She's like, boom, bitch, and then we were gonna cry.
And then we're gonna cry tears of sadness.
You're mainly gonna cry. I'm gonna be like, I told you so.
So then the last thing, yeah, I'll cry. No, I really won't. There's way too many hot girls in this manga for me to care about one specific one.
Yeah.
I apply that to life as well, just so you know, ladies. Way too many hot girls for me to care about just one.
Yeah.
So then the biggest thing we find out, he goes and talks to Noah again, and Noah's like, there is no seventh witch. What are you talking about? And then she's like, well, let me look through the information. Fuck it. I like you. I'll help you out. So she does. And then she realizes that every time the new witch is discovered, it's because one witch was either expelled or left the school or graduated, and therefore another one got the power. So the seventh witch, for her to not be listed anywhere in any of the books, means that the seventh witch would have never been able to have left the school, so that the power was never transferred to a new person, which means the seventh witch has to be a teacher because students have to leave eventually.
How did this person leave, become a teacher, and still
she didn't get the power? She didn't get the power when she was a student. She got the power after becoming a teacher.
Oh, I didn't know teachers could get it.
Yeah, that's why this scene is such a reveal, because nobody knew that up until this scene. That's how climaxes work, Katie.
Is it?
Not that you know anything about climaxes.
Right.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
It's just too close to home base. Let's just carry on.
Okay. That ends pretty much everything that happened in Yamada-kun. I'm so excited. I want him to confess to Shiraishi so goddamn bad. I just want to see him do it. I don't even care if it works out. I just want to see him do it. I want something to actually fucking happen for once in these fucking romances. I get so fucking blue-balled when it comes to fucking romances and goddamn mangas. Nothing ever happens.
You got ReLife.
Shut the fuck up. Don't even get me fucking started on ReLife. You can, fine, fuck it. Let's start on ReLife. We got, sure, why not? I was gonna save it to last like always because it's the longest fucking one. But alright, we're going for ReLife. Fuck it. Here we go.
Because somebody here way went ahead. Way went ahead.
I way overread, but I just made it so I put the freaking chapters in of the chapters I had read on the page so that everybody overread with me. So that way we didn't have this fucking problem. And then there's Katie, who's already read this fucking manga before or watched the anime or whatever. Speaking of which, I watched the first fucking episode of the anime. How did you ever think that the manga was going to be good? The anime is so poorly paced and so poorly done on every front. Holy shit.
It gets a lot better, and then once it picks up, it's really good. And then I was like, if the story is this good, and then the OVAs are that good, the manga is most likely infinitely better. So let's take a knack at it. And
it's so weird because the anime stuff, I don't know how she got through the first episode. I barely got through the first episode, and I was like, I love this manga. This is my favorite fucking manga, and I could still barely get through the first episode.
You made complaints about the first chapter too, though, of this manga series.
Yeah, that might be true.
About the pacing too, so
yeah, maybe it's just that it sticks to the source material a little too well. Who knows?
You need just to chill the fuck out and just keep going, my dude.
Maybe. Fuck it. I don't even plan on watching the anime. Probably, I'll probably just read the manga to its conclusion and be happy there. We've only got 100 more chapters to read.
I know, I'm so sad. Anyway, so we left off the girl being on a date with creepy old dude, and
We
know why
don't
she's on
know
a
it's a
date.
date. We just think it's a
I just
date.
say I just think it's a date. So basically, she's like on a date with that one dude that was at the cemetery, and everyone's freaking the fuck out, which they should be.
And he's fucking a creeper. She's over here getting dizzy, and he's over here grabbing at her, trying to kidnap her in his fucking car. Wonder what he put in her drink. What a fucking dirtbag.
Yeah, dirtbag. And then he has the audacity to make sure she's okay, and then drives off without her. Like, fuck, if you're gonna kidnap someone, go all the way, you fucking coward. Jesus.
God damn it.
Go
So
big or
basically,
go home.
he goes to grab her, and out of the bushes from nowhere, what's his fuck? Oga, that's his name, runs out and frickin' goes to a rescue and stops the dude from stealing her. And
And he's like, "Oh, youth."
he basically like at this point Kaizuki is like, okay, they're together, she's fine, I'm getting the fuck out of here before I get discovered, and then runs and he leaves and he's like, I'm gonna go home first since you two are fine. You're completely worthless, but do your best nonetheless.
Yeah, pretty much. And then everyone's like, he's just like, "What the fuck, man? You just leaving me here? Just leaving me here?" And Kaiseki is just not even in the picture.
Yeah,
He's just gone.
he's just fucking gone. He got the
It's like,
fuck out,
it's like my dad at the corner store.
right? And then after seeing her almost get taken by another dude, Oga realizes, oh god, I actually love this girl. Fuck. What? Huh? He doesn't understand. He's a moron, in case y'all don't remember this fact. He just don't get it.
He's like, "How do emotions work?"
So he goes and he talks to some people as to helping him, asking them to help him with a confession, with figuring out how he wants to confess. And the people he picks are these fucking idiots.
He picks the best people for the job.
He picks the best people for the job because he needs a young girl to help him figure out what a young girl would like. So of course he picks the 27-year-old lady in a little girl's body. I'm trying not
man.
a 26-year-old man in a 17-year-old boy's body who isn't going to be able to help at all. And
then we have RoboCop.
We have RoboCop. God damn it, Katie.
No, I mean, like, sorry. So I just get them confused because she's just like Friends activated and RoboCop's the same way.
Oh my god. Okay. I was gonna say something entirely different, so we're gonna totally move on from. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll say that the problem with her being the helper is that she is super dense. That'll be our reason for why she's useless in this moment.
She's not dense. She's just emotionally stupid.
Emotionally dumb as a rock.
Yeah, like she's smart.
She is to emotions what Caboose is to everything.
She's not on the train station of emotion, like, toot toot, like she's not quite there on that train.
Yeah.
But
so they basically help him and tell him like, oh, there's some stuff going on, and there's a festival gonna happen with fireworks, which is always a great place to confess. Always gotta confess to somebody when they can't hear what you're saying. It's important.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's just like, "Oh, thank you, friends that give me obviously good advice." And
so then,
and we just cringe.
Our lovely Hishiro decides she's gonna go out and buy a yukata for the occasion.
I know. It's so cute.
Yeah.
RoboCop, I'm so glad you got to go out to the ball.
Why is
Good for,
RoboCop so cute?
good for you, RoboCop. Good for you.
So then they go Kairyu and Hishiro and what's the third girl's name? I don't remember.
Harmonica?
Volleyball girl's name.
Harmonica? It's
Okay.
not that. I don't know. I forgot the names.
I'm pretty sure it's not Monica.
I said harmonica, but Monica works too.
Okay. Anyway, and then all of a sudden Oniya shows up. And fucking Hishiro's just like, God, I fucking hate this bitch. Why does she have to fucking ruin everything? And then...
But in her defense, she is kind of a bitch because she does meddle quite a bit.
Did you say she does metal?
She meddles.
Oh, medals. Okay. Yeah, she does meddle quite a bit. And then Hishiro's like, are you okay with this, Kairyu? And Kairyu's like, yeah, because she hates her every fucking bit as much as Hishiro does.
And they're just like, we're going to kill you in your sleep.
Yeah, they're going to kill her in her sleep.
Yeah, and she's just like, yep, they hate me.
And then while they're out to buying, excuse me. While they're out buying a new yukata for our lovely Hishiro, as well as the one for Kairyu, because why not? Oniya comes over and is like, by the way, Kaizuki likes the color red. Just in case you're interested in knowing that. So, of course, here's Hishiro's fucking yukata. Guess what color it is, boys and girls?
It's red, and it's so cute looking.
That's because she wants the D. The Arata Kaizuki D.
I don't think anyone wants that D right now. Like, just cringeworthy.
I think Hishiro does. I think she's going to admit it by the end of the night.
I think he's going to admit it to her, and then she's going to be like, I thought we were just friends.
I want him to admit it so fucking badly. So then, the whole festival goes off without a hitch, and they finally separate from each other. And Oga and Kairyu go one way, and then, Hishiro asks Kaizuki if he will go and watch their confession with him.
Yeah.
So they watch the fireworks at first. And he says this. And my response is just like, fuck you for making me feel feelings.
You know, right? Because he's just so relatable. And you're like, God damn you.
God, it bugs me so much that these fuckers are lying to him about the memories, everybody's memories being erased.
Right?
I don't actually know that they're lying. I have no idea whether they're lying or not. I just think they're lying because it comes up way too fucking often, as I discussed last week. Because there's so many things that he's holding back from because of that one rule. The rule has to be a red herring. There's no way it's not. Except we're going to find out by the end of the night exactly why it's not a red herring. Or at the very least, why it can still be in place. And not matter. So, we go to watch Oga and Kairyu with their silly little confession. And Oga just comes out and... Hishiro and Kaizuki are watching. And Hishiro's like, I don't understand why they're chatting and shit. Just fucking say it. Just come out and say the words. I like you. And Kaizuki's just like, you can't just fucking do that. And then Oga's just like, I'm in love with you. And then she's immediately, Kairyu's like, what? Huh? What?
Yeah. And then she's like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting to be like proposed to.
I was not so expected to be confessed to tonight. I expected to do the fucking confessing. Because she was going to confess to him as well during after the fireworks.
Yeah, I legit squealed. I was like,
I love it how she squeals and he's just like, even though someone took all of his courage to come out and confess to you, what's up with his face? And then she fucking confesses to him, and this is the same fucking response. He does the exact same thing. She's just like, yeah, okay, I'm down, because I've always loved you too.
Yeah, and then they're perfect for each other, and then they smooch. They don't really smooch.
No, but then they hold hands. Fucking lewd ass motherfuckers. Fucking holding hands in the middle of the fucking park. And then the only response to this entire thing that Hishiro has is this right here. Just the face you're making, it's creeping me out. Please stop.
He's just like, yay.
And he's just like, aw, young love. I know nothing of this concept because I'm so old.
Right. And then she's like, I wanted to do the confessing.
And I don't remember why I saved this one, probably just because of Hishiro and her cute fucking kimono being super cute, but here we are.
No, you saved this one because she's obviously in love with them. I mean, look at this face. This is, oh, baby. And RoboCop's face. Baby. This is RoboCop's seductive face.
And he basically tells her, to go fuck herself. That's basically what he says in this scene. Like, he's saying, like, he's being, like, super fucking nice about it, but he basically is thinly veiling telling her to go fuck off because he doesn't want to get in a relationship with a high school girl. And because he doesn't want, like, her memories to be erased of him if he's in a relationship with her, and he thinks it's creepy and all that other shit. So he basically tells her, like, oh, this is your last chance at being a kid. So you need to be, like, you need to go and do it and do your best. And she's like, okay, I'll do my best. He told me he doesn't like me.
I don't think she feels rejected, but she's definitely like, wait, what's going on?
She might not feel outright rejected because he's really fucking bad at it, but he was very, very much rejecting her.
Yeah.
And then immediately after she fucking leaves, he's just, what the fuck? These are in the opposite order. Might be. He's just like, fuck, I'm in love with her. God damn it. What did I do to deserve this hell?
Yeah. Like,
oh, wait. I fell in love with a high school girl. That's what I did to deserve being in hell.
That's what I did.
What is this one, then? Oh, okay. Yeah, so then he's... She's over here fucking, go for it. Do it. You can confess to her. Do it. And then he doesn't, and she's just like, you're such a fucking loser. God, you suck.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I like her. I know people don't like her, but I actually really like her.
I fucking hate Onaya. Except she's really cute. That's the only upside to her. She is really cute. But she's kind of a meddling fucking bitch. And it only gets worse from here. Next thing that happens is Kaizuki's birthday comes around. And he's like, oh, we're going to celebrate adult style. Fucking boozing it up. And then nothing really happens at his birthday other than he has the conversation yet again with these Fox about how they don't get to have a relationship. And he gets to have a relationship, and he should really go. And they're like, you should really. They're still trying to throw him at Hishiro. Still.
Yeah. They're laying it on fucking thick with them.
Yeah, they start laying it on real thick, but at this point.
They're shipping him hard.
I wonder if they have ulterior motives.
Yeah, like, I was like, from the second time they suggested it, I was like, okay, they have motives, because now this is like the 5th time, and now this time they're pushing it so far where they're making it really obvious they want him to go out with her.
Yeah. So then next scene that happens is we're back at the school in the cafeteria where Hishiro is talking with Kairyu and volleyball girl. One of these days I'll remember her name. And she's like, the whole time that they were leading up to Oga confessing, she wasn't allowed to talk about the conversation at all. And now she thinks because Oga's already confessed, it's perfectly reasonable to start talking about the conversation. And she's just like, yeah, Kazu-kun was also planning on confessing to you on that day. And they're like, how the fuck did you know this? And why didn't we find out?
Yeah, pretty much.
And she's just like, oh yeah, that's right. When you confessed, when I was watching, I kind of got this feeling of happiness too. And Kyrie was like, when you were watching? The fuck you talking about, bitch? You were watching.
And she's like, oh, Kazuya and I just happened to be in the neighborhood and we watched you guys confess to each other like a bunch of creeps.
That's what she thinks, but no, she just immediately puts the fingers over her mouth and goes, no, 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 no. I'm not talking about this no more. We're not talking no more. Bye-bye, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Rotocop cannot disclose information.
And then she's like, okay, I'm fucking done with this. I'm going to go talk to Rio. Which, if you guys have noticed, she's always called Yoake Rio by his first name. No specialty, nothing. And she goes up to him and she says this. Isn't Kaizaki also a subject in the ReLife experiment? Also, this bitch is also a fucking adult. She's been an adult the whole goddamn time.
It just made sense.
I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. My heart can't take this shit. Y'all trying to kill me.
I just like the honestly, that twist made the show itself that twist. Because I was like, they're pushing it so hard. Which one of the kids are actually adults? I'm glad it's her.
When I snapped that last fucking picture, I didn't even edit it because I wasn't planning on including it in the stream. I just immediately sent it to Katie and I go, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? That was my whole fucking response.
And I was like, now you know why they push it down his throat so many fucking times. It makes sense now, huh?
Yeah, now it makes sense.
All the times you were annoyed by it.
And look how fucking cute she is as an adult, even as a chibi adult. This is a kid being an adult drawn as a kid.
Yes. It's pretty bad.
Some fucking Inception up in here. So anyway, then it goes into a huge ass long backstory about how, just like I fucking thought right from the get-go, this fucking bitch, Hishiro, is Yoake's first subject, the one who failed.
Yes.
Because the only reason she was in the ReLife program was to fix the fact that she's fucking RoboCop. Yes. And she failed utterly to do so, entirely because of that scene she was talking about where she was at her last school. She had a friend who was being bullied and she tried to stand up for that person and didn't. That would really happen during her ReLife experiment. And she basically fucked up, and then she was like, nope, I'm not interacting with anybody else before I make something worse.
And honestly, when I read that, I was like, how did she get that second chance to go back into the program?
That's literally the next thing they say, is that Yoake tries to convinces the upper management to give her a second chance and run another test with her to see if they can get an additional year.
Well, I know. I was just saying that to like.
That's literally the next thing that comes up, so it flows naturally, okay. And like. This actually made me like Onoya. This is the only thing that actually made me like Onoya, is that he is like super fucking depressed because at this point, she has basically failed out. She hasn't officially been declared a failure, but Hishiro is basically going to fail the ReLife experiment. And no matter how hard he tries, he can't convince her to actually try to not fail the ReLife experiment. And Onoya comes to him and is like, would you pull your shit together? I actually look up to you because you're a badass and get everything done and work so fucking hard and care so fucking much. So would you get your fucking shit together so we can actually make this work? Because nobody else can make this work but you. And it was like, it was really like heartfelt. And it was like, fucking A. Like, she tries so hard to get him back into the swing of things, and it actually works.
That's why I ship them together so hard.
I actually ship them together now because of that fact. I mean, I shipped them together before because I thought the pieces of shit both deserved each other. But now I think I ship them together because it actually makes sense.
Right. And then, like, you love them in the end. You love them so much. You hated them, but yet love them so much.
Right. So now the next thing that happens is Yoake, after Hishiro asks this, he's like, okay, I'm not going to be your support provider anymore now that you've because I'm trying, and she thinks it's because he has two people to support, which she's fucking right, but he does not admit this. And he's like, I'm not going to be your supervisor anymore. And she just gives this face. This is the fucking face she gives to that knowledge that he's not going to be her supervisor, but that she already knows her new support worker. And then Onaya pops up and is like, hello, I will be your support for the second term. And Hishiro responds to that approximately exactly as everybody expects her to. I am gonna kill you. Your life is over. I will kill you.
Pretty much.
And then afterwards she's like, oh, okay. So since the reason why Yoake is, which means Rio, will become a full-time support of Kaizuki-san. And he's like, huh? What are you talking about? I didn't fucking say that. The fuck is wrong with you? Why do you think this? You're crazy. Yeah. And she's just like,
he knows he is an adult.
Yup. And she's just like, oh, your guard is very solid, but I will break it yet. And then Onaya interrupts, and she's just like, is the reason why you think that Kaizuki, you think Kaizuki is actually a person in the ReLife experiment because you actually want him to be a person in the ReLife experiment? Because then your partner would no longer be a high school student and you wouldn't have to hold back your love for him. And she's just like, oh no, I've been found out. No.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh fuck.
And I'm just like, y'all are trying to fucking kill me. You all fucking picked this fucking manga just to fucking kill me.
They let her know, but they don't let him know.
No, she doesn't know. They don't fucking tell her. They refuse to admit fucking anything. And they even are specifically told in a flashback, literally on the next page after this, which I didn't feel was super necessary to include, that if either of these two find out, the experiment for both of them instantly fails.
Fuck.
So they cannot reveal to Hishiro or Kaizuki that either of them are actually an adult. They have to figure it out on their own. And even once they've figured it out, they cannot admit to it. And oh my god, have I never wanted to stab a manga character more than the fucking moment where Yoake is sitting there fucking totally ignoring Hishiro and not fucking admitting it, and they're perfectly deflecting. And it's just like, oh god, please fucking stop. Just let her fucking know that her love isn't fucking wrong. Come on, you sick fucks. You can't be enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this. Why are you enjoying this?
Like, you're cheering to true love, you motherfuckers, you monsters.
Y'all a bunch of fucking monsters.
You know it's bad when Tundra's like, you monsters. You're messing up love.
Because Thunder don't give a shit about love. That's what you're implying, ain't it, bitch?
Oh no, he does. Tundra's more into love than anyone I've ever met, actually.
Oh my god. Alright. So that's the end of this kind of volume of ReLife. As a side note, going forwards, we no longer have volumes of ReLife. Because nothing beyond this volume has been actually released as a volume. And therefore, going forwards, we pretty much just have to wing it and pick our number of chapters on our own. So we should probably, before we forget, we should probably discuss how many chapters of ReLife we should read.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
3 more left?
What?
Let's do...
We have no more volumes. There's no more volumes that have been released in America or in Japan. So we have no way of knowing what the technical volume release schedule would be like.
I guess we'll do 4 chapters.
You know, we usually average between 20 and like 20. It's somewhere between like 17 and 22 per volume.
Yes, but we don't know. It doesn't say volume, so we need to slow our roll.
I mean, we don't need to slow our roll. It's over. The whole thing's over. Like the manga has been completed. It's just we don't have actual released volumes yet.
Okay, you nerd. We'll do 8 chapters and count that as a volume so we can slow things down a little bit.
Why are we trying to slow things down?
Because we're getting to the end soon.
Yeah, that has to happen eventually. And my point is why are we trying to slow things down to read less than what we currently have been? I figured we'd set it at 20 because it's a simple average between what we normally read.
I guess we can do that.
Because that's kind of where the volumes typically will have ended so far. I mean, I can look it up real quick because I literally have it on my Google. I literally have to type like 2 letters, and it'll fucking take me where I need to go. The first volume was 19 chapters. The second volume was 17. The third one was 15. Fourth one was 16. Fifth one was 17. Sixth one was 18. Seventh one was 20.
Okay, we can do 20 chapters.
Okay. And that will put us like 5 more weeks, 6 more weeks, something like that. I think there's 210-ish chapters. I don't fucking remember, to be honest, and I don't know where my phone went. I was just gonna say, watch me scroll down, and the next volume is like just announced, and it officially says what it frickin' is. Wouldn't that be lovely?
It would.
That'd be perfect.
Okay, so we have 3 more mangas left, right?
3?
Yeah.
We still have One Punch, we still have Nisekoi, we still have New Game, we still have Komi, we still have Kiss Him Not Me, and we still have Citrus.
Jesus fuck, we read so much.
We're not even halfway done for the night.
We need to really consider dropping 1 or 2, because these are a lot.
It's not that bad.
Pretty bad.
There are 222 episodes, by the way. Chapters of ReLife. I looked it up. So that gives us 6 more weeks on average. Plus, if you think about it, we've only been live for 2.5 hours, and probably the first 10 minutes of that, 15 minutes of that was me dealing with food and us chatting about school stuff. And then I had to take the break for the water issue as well. Katie, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry. I still have a headache, so I'm sorry.
You're fine. I just want to make sure you're still there because it was like dead silent, not just like no background noise or anything.
Right, let's do game.
Do you want to take a break for tonight and we can try and continue this tomorrow since you aren't feeling well?
No, I'm gonna push through. I'm sorry. You worked really hard on the show, and I don't want it to be all for naught.
I mean, admittedly, yes, but at the same time, we're literally only halfway there. I expect us to be here another 2 hours, and I'd rather have a good show I'd rather have a good show on 2 different days than a bad show because you can't really focus because you're not feeling well.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Are you not feeling well?
Yeah, I'm not feeling well.
All right, that's fine. It's getting sort of late anyway. We've been live for 2.5 hours. Let me just mark real quick which ones we've already done. And I'll need your help for that, and then we'll talk about when we want to come back and finish this week. When do you think would be a good time for you to come back and do the rest?
I can do the rest tomorrow morning, or we can do it.
I'm realistically not available tomorrow during the day. Afternoon, like nighttime, yes. Daytime, no.
What about tomorrow at 10, and we carry it off since we're ending at 10?
That would make sense, yeah. We can come back to it tomorrow at 10 p.m. Tomorrow's what, Thursday? Yeah, that seems fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Like I said, I need my co-host to be functional.
It's like, I don't know if it's my meds. I don't know what it is. My headache's so bad. I'm nauseated.
All right, help me go through these real quick. We did Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. We did BNHA. We did ReLife. I'm just deleting out the resources that we didn't use, that we have used, so that way I don't have to ask whether or not we did them before. So Nisekoi, Komi, Citrus, we still have to do. Kiss Him Not Me, we still have to do. We did B Gata. Right?
Yeah, we did B Gata. So the only ones left, you're right, are Kiss 'Em Not Me,
Nisekoi, New Game,
Nisekoi, and One Punch
Citrus,
Man.
One Punch, and
Citrus.
we did Slime. That was the other one. I forgot his name. Okay.
We have 5 more left.
Okay, so yeah, we have 5 more, I think. So yeah, just under half. So yeah, we'll come back to the rest of this tomorrow at 10 p.m. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for supporting us.